What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler and today I got a special package in from Puma, so why don't we open it up and see what's inside. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't yet and you want to see more videos just like this one. Also make sure to give me a follow on Instagram and on Twitter at RealSethFowler. But with all that out of the way, let's get into it. Okay, like I said at the beginning of the video, I got this package in from Puma. They already told me what's inside, and based on the title of the video, you probably already know what it is too. Actually, since it's a review, I'm probably gonna put a picture of the shoes in the thumbnail, so you guys definitely already know what these are. But I think they look great, at least from what I've seen online, so let's open this guy up and see what they look like in person. So because I couldn't find my keys, this time I have a pair of scissors, which honestly is definitely better than having a pair of keys for opening a box, but now that I've cut open the box and slightly injured myself, let's see what's inside. Let's get rid of this. Oops. But here it is, the Puma box. The pair of sneakers is called the RS0 Play, and this is the white Hawaiian Ocean Dandelion colorway. Okay, let's open these guys up and see what we got inside. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Also, we've got this little note that I dropped with a picture of the shoes on the front. This one goes out to the gamers. The RS0 Play's unique design and primary colors are inspired by the reinvention of gaming over the years. From old school arcade games to today's innovations to whatever the future brings us. Dropping June 21st. Okay, so the stuff I didn't expect were these two games. They sent me Sega Genesis Classics in both PS4 and Xbox One editions. Now, I do actually have a PS4, but I don't have an Xbox One, so I think I'm gonna give this one away. So if you guys have an Xbox One and wanna win this Sega Genesis Classics game, head on over to my Instagram at RealSethFowler. I'm gonna post a picture of the shoes with this game. Make sure to leave a comment underneath that picture on Instagram, and I'll pick a winner at random, DM you, and ship you out the game. So good luck to everyone watching. I hope the person who wins this has an Xbox One and loves Sega Genesis Classic games, because I know I do. Cool, with that out of the way, let's get into the shoes. So here they are, the Puma RS0 Plays. These look really nice. Like I said, I knew these were coming, I saw these online, and the reason I was so interested in them is because I'm really into that sort of dad shoe trend right now, and these fit into that perfectly. I mean, they look great. You guys know I love the Puma Thunder Spectras right back there. They're super comfortable, they look great, and I'm actually really impressed with these guys as well. Hold on, now that I got these guys out of the box, let me throw them on the shelf. Let's put the Puma Thunders down here, right there. Nice. So now with the unboxing out of the way, here they are, the Puma RS0 Plays. Right off the bat, like I mentioned before, I love this sort of dad shoe aesthetic. I think it looks great. Puma is really great at taking bright primary colors and somehow not making them look childish or like ridiculous. This particular shoe has a bunch of crazy colors that I usually wouldn't want on a pair of sneakers, but on this pair of RS0 Plays, I think they look great. Like with the Puma Spectras, I think they were able to do that by having one base color. In this case, it's white and sort of a creamish white. That really serves to ground the shoe, and all the crazy sort of bright colors are more accents than anything else. Starting off around the toe of the sneaker, you've got this really nice soft white tumbled leather. Something that I've been really impressed by on Puma sneakers recently is that the leather quality has been pretty consistently good. It's soft, it doesn't feel plasticky, and it looks really good. Just behind this white leather mudguard, you've also got another piece of white leather. This panel just sort of peeks up right above the mudguard, and it actually looks like it's a slightly different, more creamy shade of white than the mudguard is. Just above that, covering most of the toe box, you've got this white mesh. It's soft and super breathable. In fact, you can actually see your fingers through it. Moving up even farther, you've got another piece of white tumbled leather with lace eyelets throughout. Weaving through the eyelets, you've got these white rope laces with light brown accents. Just beneath that, you've got this white neoprene tongue that's attached to this inner booty construction. At the top of the tongue, you've got this piece of white leather with Puma's logo, RS0, and then running system embossed underneath. If you guys hadn't already figured it out, RS stands for running system. Moving inside the sneaker, you've got this pretty well padded white sock liner. Rounding off the inside of the shoe, you've got this blue neoprene insole. The insole is pretty well padded, especially on the heel. You've also got Puma's logo in yellow as well as running system and a bunch of ones and zeros. I'm not sure why they're there, but they don't look bad. As for fit, the Puma RS0 Play does seem to fit true to size. I took a quick break between unboxing and reviewing the shoe to actually try the shoe on, film the on-foot portions of the shoe, so I feel like I have a pretty good idea of how this feels. It's super comfortable on foot, and I would definitely suggest going true to size. Continuing back on the shoe, you've got this really nice cream white plush midfoot panel. At the top of the panel, you've got these two yellow embroidered details. They kind of remind me of buttons on a controller. That's just what came to mind when I first saw these details. I'm not sure exactly why they're there, but I really like the way they look. Just below those yellow accents, you've got this really subtle, clean Puma logo. The Puma logo is formed out of these really thin white stripes along the side of the sneaker. This is another thing that I really love that Puma's been doing recently. Like we saw in the Puma Spectra, it seems like they're trying to keep their branding subtle and clean, which I really, really like. Continuing back on the shoe towards the heel, you've got this yellow foam accent that sort of wraps up onto the shoe from the midsole. Just beneath that, you've got another white leather accent that forms the heel counter. And right above that, you've got this really interesting sort of ribbed TPU heel tab. If I'm honest, it kind of reminds me of a very hyped shoe from a couple years ago. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. And maybe that's the reason I'm so drawn to this detail, but I think even without that shoe releasing, this still looks really good on the back of the shoe. And rounding off the heel of the sneaker, it looks like Puma took some of the rope laces from the front of the shoe and put it on the back of the shoe as a pull tab. Moving down the sneaker, we get to the most eye-catching part of the shoe, the Puma Amiva midsole. Most of the midsole is just plain white, and I like how it blends into the upper of the sneaker. But of course, throughout the midsole, you've also got these really bright hits of red, blue, and yellow. And at least for me, I think these are what make the shoe so appealing. Like I said earlier in the video, bright primary colors don't always work on a shoe. In fact, in most cases, they just flat out don't work. But in this dad trend era, and the way Puma didn't make them overpowering, I think they look great on this shoe. Something that I found kind of interesting is that all these colored panels are almost flush with the midsole. However, this red sort of pod in the middle kind of bumps out almost like a bulge. It gives the shoe a super unique look, and it's not something that you really notice unless you're looking directly down at the shoe. Finally, moving to the bottom of the sneaker, you get to this crazy red, blue, and yellow outsole. This is definitely the craziest part of the shoe, and the only time you actually get to see this is when you're lifting up your foot mid-stride. And I actually really like that because it's sort of a surprise pop of color that you just wouldn't expect. Overall, I really like the Puma RS0 Play. I'm a sucker for dad shoes, and yes, this isn't as bulky as your standard dad shoe, but I think the color blocking and the overall look of the sneaker looks really great. If you're trying to grab a pair of these for yourself, they drop June 21st for $100. Now that we've got the review out of the way, let's put these guys on feet and see how they look. I'd love to know your thoughts on the Puma RS0 Play and whether you'd like to grab a pair for yourself, so make sure to leave those comments in the comment section down below. Don't forget to head on over to my Instagram if you want to win this Xbox One Sega Genesis Classics game. Once again, huge thank you to Puma for sending over this pair of sneakers early. It's much appreciated. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.